Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton. I'm here at Apex 2020 and I'm joined by Dave from Seika. Dave, thanks for stopping by to chat. Seika is one of those companies that's always bringing new products to the market, always bringing something innovative in terms of test and inspection solutions. What have you brought to Apex?
Yes, thank you for having me. Um, my full name is David Sigillo. I'm the Vice President for Seika in North America. And we brought a new product called the Pilot BT for battery tester. It's exclusively designed for testing battery packs for the automobile industry, electric train industry, etc. It's a universal machine. It's very configurable to the electric vehicle market. That's something new that we brought to the show. Can test up to 100 kilogram battery. And the big advantage of this machine is the speed and the parallel testing capability for testing multiple cells at the same time.
Okay, and that's kind of, the whole automotive industry is moving into electrification. That's kind of a big deal. Is that something you did in response to customers asking for that, or is that something you recognized in the market?
In regards to the battery market, I mean, it's increasing. Over 200, 300,000 cars have been sold in the U.S. in the electric vehicle market. Quite quadruple that in China. And we see the trend for electric vehicles. Porsche just released their first all-electric car, and BMW has done that a few years ago, all-electric. So it's a market that we're in, and batteries are being produced in the U.S., across the globe, but also in the U.S., and new battery companies are starting up probably in your backyard.
Yeah, and it's fascinating. I know Tesla's new facility in China has been impacted by the coronavirus and what's going on there. So I think there will be a requirement to have those facilities in multiple locations. So that makes that even more important. Specifically with respect to the SMT industry, what have you got at Apex for that sector?
Yeah, absolutely. In the SMT industry, the EMS industry, we have our new product called the Rapid Flex. This is a machine that is actually focused on testing not just sheets of flexible circuits or panels, but actually, no pun intended, like kilometers of flex circuits on a spindle. You can come to our booth 1922 and experience it in virtual reality. It's a real wonderful machine, and it's also for, I mentioned, for wearable devices.
Okay. And is that something you're seeing in terms of growth of demand? Is the flex market a sector that has got a lot of growth for you at the moment?
Absolutely. Wearable devices, clothing materials that have sensors, LEDs, for example, but also the medical world in regards to devices that are, measuring your heart, checking your sugar levels, glucose sensors. They're all, they used to be implantables. Now they're actually can be on the outside of your bodies and be wearables.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And then the other factor that I've seen that seems to be huge here at Apex is constantly how do we connect those? How do we, rather than just test things, how do we use that data to influence other parts of the process to give us better information up to the MES, ERP system? Where do you sit in that whole ecosystem of connectivity? Are you working with CFX and all the different standards?
We are CFX compliant, but we actually also have an engineering group specifically working in the area of automation in regards to connecting our machines to the MES platforms. We work with Aegis and companies like that also. We're collecting analytics for the customers, and we provide it to them, and then they can analyze what they want to do upstream or downstream from the machine if they see some trends happening. We also are in the 5G world. We have a lot products that are 5G enabled for example, smart cities and buildings. So we have a lot of interesting things happening at Seika.
Yeah, and certainly that 5G sector is going to be an interesting sector this year. It's one of those ones that is kind of just about to just about to break. It's curious to see how long that process is going to be, but lots of new interesting stuff, and actually create some interesting and exciting challenges for you. Dave, thanks so much for stopping by. Always a pleasure to chat, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.